welcome to a small film about testing and turning on for the first time the mini kit's RA series UHF power amplifier kit. Here it is. It's mounted on a wooden test setup like a breadboard, and is ready for the first set of tests in the instructions, with the radio frequency choke disconnected and a temporary supply straight to the power terminal VDD. We have a 5 amp fuse in the line in that holder there, and we are connected into the AVO meter here for measure the current draw to the whole unit. On the circuit there is a relay that will turn on separately from a battery just around the back here the supply for the bias of the unit. The bias pot is a 1K trim pot just there, and that's set fully anti-clockwise to give about measured in circuit of about 800 ohms resistance, the max it'll give. So hopefully when I turn on the relay nothing will happen. But we're ready to measure the voltage across the VGG bias line to ground with the multimeter over there, and check the current being drawn through this 5 amp device. Also on the back for this first test there's a little 50 ohm load just down there, and a rather much larger one, dummy load, on the back of this the VHF UHF power meter, which is set to its low range. I don't think anything will come out just yet. Okay, let's see what happens next. Okay, I flipped the master power switch over here on the front of the plywood panel, and the fan is running. We've got a Pentium P4 computer heatsink and its fan onto which the whole thing is mounted. And the instructions don't half go on about getting the PA sorted, the PA module mounted correctly on the heatsink, so I followed those to the letter. And we've got a very small current draw at the moment, so nothing's particularly happening. I wonder what will happen next. Let's find out. Okay, I've switched the relay on, and because the potentiometer trim pot here is fully max resistance, there's no voltage being drawn and there's no current draw. But if I adjust the trim pot now to the right, a bias voltage is being applied to the module. You can hear the note on the steady on. See a note on the fan changing as it gets a lesser share of the electric energy. The instructions say it's set to 4.5 volts, which will do there. And the AVO is pulling approximately 2 amps in this condition. Okay, that's looking fairly satisfactory. Cold as well, so that's pleasant. We're not actually drawing the massive currents to come. Let's see what happens in a moment after we've reconnected the choke and taken away the temporary supply. Incidentally, while I've got a chance at this early stage, let's just cycle the relay on and off and see what happens. So relay's off, on goes the relay, 4.5 volts, 2 current draw, and if I turn it off again, so that would appear to be functioning. So that's pretty encouraging. I don't seem to have built an oscillator yet, so I can now move on to the next stage and restore the radio frequency choke here, which is in the line to the power supply VDD, and remove the temporary wire there. So let's do that. Okay, that's done. Better read the instructions again now for the next stage. Okay, quick repeat. Now that we've just got the radio frequency choke in the power supply, check that everything behaves itself still. Still got dummy loads for input and output, and I've still got a 5 amp fuse in the inline fuse holder there. So what happens? Well, it turns on the relay, and the module goes into transmit, and still drawing 2 amps, steady as you like. So that's really good. Haven't built an oscillator yet. Okay, off we go. Okay, for a signal source I'm going to use this FT817D, and it's on its lowest power setting, 1 bar, and if I close the key you can see the smallest movement on the power meter. That's the lowest 70 centimeters power that I have. Right, we're going to connect it up and see what happens. Okay, ready to go. Fan is running. Low power. 2 amp current draw. And a signal source in CW, ready to go in. There is in circuit a 20 decibel pi attenuator on the input, so that may be excessive for this duty. And you can see the green light's on, so the relay's on. We are ready to go. I'll key up and unkey and key, unkey. Hey, you know. Happy days, it's doing something. It's looks like it's about half a watt, which ain't terribly much, but we're not running this flat out just yet, but it is amplifying, so that's quite encouraging. Okay, well, hopefully I'll get this down the club and put it on the analyzer, and we can work out what else we can do with it, and also on a couple of Portsdown up to it, and perhaps adjust the level of attenuation again with the analyzer in view. But it's there you go, on my PA tester, my breadboard PA tester, and we're running that mini kits device, and it seems to be working straight away out of the box. Whee! Happy days. Right, thank you very much for watching. I'm David, Mike 0 Yankee Delta Hotel. Thank you very much.